Yeah, it's not that I'm afraid, but I'm just wondering what's happening around the globe with the outbreak of coronavirus and all that. And of course, recently, I think several hours ago, just received another news that now Korea is also having
number 2 after China now.
Yeah, number 2 after China, and then Italy also. If you connect it with the karmic thing, I mean, I sort of understand it. It has something to do with a bigger picture of the karma thing. I don't know if it's true or not. They say if we die in some kinds of this, big airplane accidents or natural disasters or like outbreaks like this, it has something to do with our V-karma, right? The bad karma. So it's a collective thing. So it's something that is, it should happen or not. I think too much because, I know it's also affected by what's happening now and according to the astrology and all that. It already is predicted things will happen. But then I was not too sure, like you were mentioning, you also foresee it, that it has something to do with all these outbreaks, but it was not in such a big scale. What are we supposed to do? Right. I mean, and I'm trying to connect all these things with the spiritual aspect of it also, not only the physical aspect. It can be a bioweapon or whatever. It can be, it's because of from the animals, all these things. But again, the fact is, it already happened. So it is something written already.
Yeah.
But as you also mentioned it, like karma is like, if we're holding a pencil and then drawing it, even though it's there written, but it does not always have to happen because you have the power to not write it. I mean, you can also erase it, something like that. I'm gibberishing now, but that's
I understand.
my concern.
Okay, I think we discussed this when you are preparing this karma workshop thing, binding. What is that?
Sorry?
Your program, your
Not
workshop.
it's immune booster.
Liberating
Karmic binding?
Yeah, we were discussing about that.
No, because today, sorry, we just had a workshop.
No, but we were discussing that in that context, The thing is like this, the rain is imminent, it is going to rain, okay? It has been predicted it is going to rain. Now, what can we do? Either we enjoy the rain, we play under the rain and risk getting sick. Not everybody gets sick, but in a country like this, when you play in the rain, you just move in the rain, you can get really sick because you can catch cold because of the high humidity. We have something like 90% humidity, sometime up to 100% humidity. And in the Western countries, it is something like from 6 to 30, 40 at the most. So you are facing a different society altogether, different humidity and all that. So I always remind that when you are having rains and all that, just get ready with the umbrella or raincoat or something. So you cannot stop the rain. For this also, this outbreak of this virus or any such situation, you cannot stop it. It is supposed to happen, it will happen, but you can protect yourself. Now the fact, you look at the figures, those people who are dying out of so many thousands predicted. But this is also not a good sign, because what is happening now, this virus is homegrown. In Italy, for instance, it is not through contact with a Chinese person or somebody traveling to China, but it is already homegrown now. So it is affecting certain people, certain communities first. It may affect everybody, can be. I hope no, I pray no. But it means that it does not need any seed anymore. It has become pandemics. It has become pandemic. Korea has announced already that they have considered this as pandemic. Singapore is also like that. Italy also like that. We have to find, out of thousands affected, 77,000 according to Chinese official figures. I feel it should be much more than that. So all of these suspects and all that, those who are dying, also the number could be much more than what is being published, but still the number of people dying and the number of people affected, not suspect but affected already, they are infected already, a lot of people are not dying. So we have to find out now. This is what the study is not taking us there. We have to find out now what is happening to these people who survived. And my little understanding, now we are not becoming racist and we should not become racist, but there are certain people whose eating habits are not right and they are being infected first. First of all, those who are eating raw meat, or when you have steak, they ask you, you want well done or you want raw or you want medium. So those who are used to this kind of raw food, they are being infected first. Those who are eating half-boiled eggs are being infected. I made little bit inquiries here and there. There is no study, but I just made inquiries. Those who are used to eating the sun side, what do you call it? The sun side up, half uncooked, they are being affected. So let us try to minimize the triggers. These are triggers. They are affecting because we are used to certain kind of eating habit. For instance, now I was shown a picture. I think it's I think you showed me the picture. It's from Hong Kong, I think. Somebody sent you a picture from Hong Kong. Now they don't go to Chinese restaurant. All Chinese restaurants are empty. The Hong Kong majority are Chinese. They don't want to go to Chinese restaurant and they go to have chicken again. We are not learning the lesson. We are just substituting. Okay, this is not good. This I think is not healthy. I go for cooked chicken, deep fried. I think it can be a blessing in disguise, like we got the messages last year. We started getting messages last year about this. 2018, 2019 Eve, and last Eve, 2019, 2020. This is the time to learn the lesson from all this thing, from all this outbreak and all that. Yeah? To learn the lesson that, look, we have to put our lifestyle onto the track again. If we learn the lesson, I think these pandemics can be contained. But if we don't learn the lesson, and we are just trying to find superficial solutions, we may have a big problem. Bigger problem than what we see now.
Is it possible that, I know in the Buddhist tradition they say that, if you've killed so many chickens throughout all your life like that, and then you'll have this karmic thing in it, is it?
We were discussing that last time. I think it's on YouTube. Our clip on that is on YouTube about pain waves, remember? This was it Albert Einstein or who was talking about this? There was a scientist who was talking about this, pain waves. I think you can Google about pain waves. So when you're slaughtering animals, and these animals, they are in pain, they are sending out waves. And these waves can affect all of us, especially when there is a mass slaughter of animals, for whatever reason. Now mass slaughtering is happening every day. And yet that study was about mass slaughtering in Nepal and elsewhere, when they have to slaughter so many 500,000 animals on the same day for some purpose, whatever the purpose be. So that is sending out pain waves, and that can affect us, that can destroy our immune system. Totally destroy. And this is science, this is not just anybody writing about this. There was a research done by 3 or 4 scientists together.
So basically everything is, I mean, we cannot get out of this karmic cycle. I mean, of course, Krishna was also mentioning you can get out.
You can. You can. First of all, we have to be using our intelligence. We have to mend our lifestyle. We have to mend our eating habit. We have to be on a right diet. We have to take care of the animals and apologize from this entire existence for all the ills we have caused them.
So many things going on. And with all this phenomena, not only coronavirus, but all the phenomena that's happening all over the world, happening in our everyday lives, like you were just mentioning about the definition that, from the Western definition that you're encouraged like to have to love yourself. I mean, at the very beginning, I was thinking of that all the time. But then you told me stop trying to find for love and how to love yourself. Even though in your first book you mentioned that. But then after that, if you open the pages again, there's a writing saying, if you only care about yourself, then you're so focused on your problems.
I have to, when I speak to the audience. All these books, the first 40, 50 books, I was not writing them. You know this. We were speaking to the audience, and when we speak, we have to see the audience. If the audience is still on physical level, I cannot talk about the intelligence level. If they are still on Annamaya Kosha, physical layer, and I take them to the 3rd, 4th layer, I will not make any sense. So then I have to talk about the mental layer. But ever since we have this ashram, I have learned my lesson. So now I want to focus this for the 4th layer. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, that we presume we have passed that. And if you still have problems on those layers, then we have afternoon meditation, we have the yoga, you have all these classes to take care of the first 3 layers. But when I come here on Sunday and Thursday, I would like to focus on the 4th layer.
I remember there was a suggestion that you gave, still regarding on how to love yourself. It's through one of these meditations. I think Harshika is giving it right now these days. I think offering meditation or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't know, there's another meditation I forgot. But basically, it's like, it's also in AIM yoga actually. Like you thank every part of the body and you talk to the body. That was the tip that you gave me last time. Starting to talk to the body parts by parts, and then thanking that.
There's a affirmation there, I love existence as I love myself, in the AIM yoga. Now, because AIM yoga is addressing the body.
Yeah.
So the body, the psyche. So I have to talk from the mental from the mental layer of consciousness. So it is step by step.
But it is true that if you start thinking of other bigger problems, then your problems, our personal problems, become nothing. But he tricked me into one of those things. So he took me to he took us to a place, because I had PTSD, like I shared with you 2 days ago or something. And then he took me to a place where there are people in a psychiatric ward or something. And it was dedicated for women who experience domestic violence, and they were way off, much worse than my situation was. And so when I went there, I was like, oh my God, I'm nothing, you know, compared to these people. And that's why he takes us to do selfless service, karma yoga and all that, so that we get out of our own problems, and then we can see that other people are like actually suffering more than us. And when you get, you know, when you get touched and you realize it, oh, there are other people that's suffering more than I am. Maybe I can be part, you know, like to give more service. And that's how I got out of that curiosity all the time, like how do I love myself? How do I love myself? That's just what I wanted to share, that what I experienced being with him. Thank you, Guruji.